Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Happy New Year. It's New Year's Eve, Thursday, December 31st, 2020. Yay, last day of 2020. Woohoo! Let's hope for a better year next year. Good morning. My name's Jennifer Cotton. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. Hey, Stella. And that means that I teach people how to make greeting cards, gift packaging, home decor pieces, scrapbook pages, and many other things with rubber stamps, paper, ink, and lots of fun tools and accessories. So if you're new to this video, welcome, and hopefully you will love what you see. Good morning, everybody. As you come on, say hi, like everyone here is, because you will be entered to win the cards I'm going to make today. I'm looking for myself on my iPad over here, which are 3 cards using a new stamp set from Stampin' Up! Called A Touch of Ink. Ooh, ah. And so I'll show you more on this, when I stamp. But that is a free stamp set you can earn starting January 5th. So I'll tell you all about it at that time. Happy New Year, everybody. Good morning. Let me catch up here for a second. Hey, Stella and Robin and Cindy, good morning. Susan, good morning. Happy New Year's Eve. Sherry and Stella said amen to the better year. Joel, Kathy, sorry, as always, I can't see as good on my iPad, but it shows more names at a time. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. Hey, Marcia. Hey, Landa. Good morning. Linda and Amy and Deb and Linda in Mansfield. Hey, Peggy. Hey, G-Ann in Oregon. Is it cold there? Hey, Marcia. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Darla. Hey, Dawn in... Is that Michigan? I think it's Michigan. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. Happy New Year's Eve. Hopefully you'll have a safe, fun night tonight. I actually kind of forgot it was New Year's Eve yesterday. My husband was like, did you realize tomorrow's New Year's Eve? I was like, no, but I'm working right now. So, but anyway, we'll have a very extremely low-key, lower than normal low-key celebration tonight. Anyway, so Jennifer Cotton, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm gonna be Southwest Michigan. Thank you, Dawn. I'm not the best with directions, but also it was hard to read on my iPad. I was like, is that an I? Anyway, cool. It is cold here. Let me see. It's 37 degrees and rainy in Texas, but I think it's like gonna be warm by this weekend, I'm pretty sure, or like warmer. Hey, April, good morning. An alarm just went off on my phone telling me to do Facebook Live. Anyway, I do have a lot to talk about this morning, so I'm gonna get started. First of all, today is the last day of the month, which means my online ordering special is ending. Hey, Dana. Hey, Susan. So the special is if you place an online order of $25 or more with my monthly host code, you get a free class packet to make 4 cards, and this month it's with the Nothing's Better Than stamp set. It also includes the dies, but half of my dies are with Landa right now because she'll be cutting this for me. So I don't have those out, but anyway, we pre-die cut everything we can for you, and then you just, like, for example, if you're stamping that coffee cup and cutting it out, you'll die cut that yourself, or the drink. I'm trying to remember what the cards look like. I think we cut out the cookie, but you can hand cut those as well. So you just need the stamps. You do stamp it yourself. So $25 online order. You can still do one today. You will get that class packet free. If your online order is $50 or more, you'll also get a free full accessory. So that's that. And the host code is a numbers and letters that you enter when you're checking out. And any questions, just let me know. Now, I said if it's 50 or more. If your order is 150 or more, then you also don't use the host code because Stampin' Up! Will give you at least $15 in free merchandise. Hey, Susan. Awesome. Tomorrow's January 1st. Keep in mind, Sale-A-Bration for customers starts January 5th. So, free gifts with every $50 or $100 spent starts January 5th. But I think Susan is a demonstrator. Anyway, I want to remind you that this catalog, you can still purchase from it. So many things are still discounted. Really good deals. Thanks for sharing, Dana. Thanks for sharing, everybody. By the way, yeah, Darla, I was going to recommend that if you're a demonstrator, I would not order January 1st because we get rewards based on our Sale-A-Bration sales. So wait till January 5th. If you're a demonstrator, even a customer too, but I never order personally January 1 through whatever Sale-A-Bration starts. So 1 through 4 this time, because we don't get our prizes for that. Anyway, that's like some business talk there for you guys. But you can still order from this book till January 4th. I've shown up many times, so I'm not going to like do the whole tour right now, but there's lots of things discounted here. And if you go to my ordering website, which I always put a link to, and click year-end closeout, you'll see all the deals. So check that out. Anyway, and you can qualify for my online order special. Okay, so what's coming up? My classes for this month, every month I offer 4 classes. And like, I offer other stuff too, but these are every single month. Yay, Susan. And anyone can take them in the U.S. They're offered to go as well as in person, as well as pick up a bucket of supplies from my porch and stamp it at home. So 3 different options for each class. You can add on shipping when you register. Even if you take all 4, you pay shipping only one time, which is nice. Each one only uses 1 stamp set, so you don't have to buy like 500 things to be able to take it. You get a written tutorial for each class you take. Mail service in Cleveland is awful. Sorry, Deb. Still waiting on her catalogs. If you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you can see them online now. And if you're a customer, you could see them online January 5th if you don't have your physical copies yet. But yeah, mail's messed up most places, I think. And then, of course, the weather in certain places is making that even worse, like or with UPS and stuff. One of my team members was just telling me today her order's delayed because of weather. So anyway, it's like, let's get done with 2020. Okay, so what else on these 4 classes? There's a PDF tutorial. You can purchase the tutorials only, all 4 for $30, but my team gets those for free. So if you're on my team, don't do that. And okay, so they are card class. You make 4 cards for $15, free with a $20 order. This month, we're using the Pretty Perennials bundle. I'm very excited about this bundle that's coming out in the new catalog January 5th. And look at that big word happy, and then you can make different phrases with it, and then there's flowers, and then there's dies for the flowers. Super cute. So we'll be using that one for card class. Let me show you. Last month for card class, we used Ridiculously Awesome. So these are the cards we made. And if you're taking this at home, of course, you supply your own stamps. And if you don't have these stamps, but you want the kit anyway, you can just substitute whatever you like. That was a fun fold one. How does that open? I have to remember. Okay, so that was card class last month. Next is scrapbook class, 3 12 by 12 pages. Thank you, Susan. For $15, free with a $20 order. This month, we're going to use the Forever and Always bundle, which is, again, new, coming out in the new catalog. It's got these giant dies that spell out always and love. They're really big. And then they also die cut out the words that you stamp. So 2 of the pages will be Valentine. And then the other one is page 2 of our New Year page. I don't have page 1 that we made last month with me because it's actually checked out today for someone to stamp at home. But this will be page 2. Everything you see on here will be die cut for you. These are embossed. That'll all be done for you. You'll just assemble, but then you'll stamp on page 2 and 3. And so for those, you will want to have that bundle. Okay, but again, we do pre-die cut and punch and emboss as much as we possibly can for you on all of my classes. So that's $15 free with a $20 order. The next 2 that happen every month, you do cut your own designer paper because you get a pack or a partial pack with your fee. These classes both include $20 in product. And for card and scrapbook, let me go backwards, RSVP by January 14th, and the classes will be ready, and or the live class will happen on January 16th, and it will be mailed by January 18th. Now for the next 2, they're a lot more involved, so we have an earlier registration deadline, January 11th. And then they're ready on the same dates I just said. The sampler class is going to be a Valentine sampler. So we're going to use Forever and Always on this sampler, along with a lot of the new pretty designer papers and ribbons and all that stuff. You'll get $20 of merchandise with your fee, including designer paper, ribbon, and stuff like that. And a sampler is a 12 by 12 piece of art. So you frame it with your own frame, you give it away, you put it in your house, sorry about my lights there, you do whatever you want with it. But this is the one from last month, which I loved, in my opinion, so pretty. But that's what it is, and you do get your 12 by 12 piece with it and all that stuff. So that's what a sampler is. The class is $28, and it includes 20 in merchandise, and we cut everything for you except your designer paper. We die cut, we punch, all that, emboss. And the sampler, you can also join my sampler club, which is the same exact price. The only difference is you go with a link, you go to PayPal and you set up a recurring fee of $28. And then if you do that 6 months consecutively, you'll get $25 in free merchandise from me. Woohoo! Okay, and then the next one that's the same style is Stamp-A-Stack. You're going to make 12 cards, 4 designs, 3 of each. Hey everybody, hello Jen, good to see you. Hey Sandy, I think you're waving. Susan, thank you very much. Darla, if we wait to the 5th, if we expedite, do you think it will get it sooner? Yes, so we had Christmas where everybody was ordering. We had big sales where everybody was ordering, and we had COVID where things were messed up. So that's why regular orders took longer to arrive to us. But yes, Darla, if you expedite your order, barring weather, or if UPS, for example, says we just can't guarantee stuff right now, yes, you get it sooner. And personally, I always expedite my orders. It just costs a little extra. But if you're not in a rush, there's no need to. So, where was I? Stamp-A-Stack, 12 cards, 4 designs, 3 of each. And this month we're doing birthday cards, so we're going to use the Sweet Ice Cream Bundle. So cute. So you'll want to have that stamp set if you do them at home. And I recommend the punch as well, which of course will be bundled together for 10% off in our new catalog. And let's see, you're going to get $20 in merchandise. The class is $30. You get $20 in merchandise, so some designer paper, some ribbon, accessories, and you can join the club on that one too and do the 6 months in a row and get the free stuff. So any of this stuff I tell you guys about, if you would like the links to sign up, just message me privately because I'm not allowed to post those here, or you can sign up for my email list and you'll get those. Okay, so I'm having a Bring a Friend campaign for January. and it applies to almost all of my events except for card class and scrapbook class. You can still bring a friend to those, of course. But, oh, nice, Deb. She just received a sale order, so she's opening it for New Year's Eve. Awesome, Deb. That's your big event, probably, if you're like me. It's like, all right, let me get the champagne and open my Stampin' Up! Order. Okay, so, oh, I forgot to show, sorry, last month's Stamp-A-Stack. It was an all occasion theme, and of course they made 3 of each card. Ah, this is up. I grabbed the edge of that one. So anyway, and we die cut for them and all that stuff. Okay, so bring a friend. So if you have an adult friend who's never taken a class from me, if they sign up and pay for one of the following classes, I'm going to give each of you a $5 coupon to spend whenever you want. It will basically go effective once the kit has been paid for and does not get canceled. And again, new adult friend that I've never met, never taken a class from me before. So bring a friend to your classes and you each can get some coupons from me. Hey Rhonda, hey Deb, with a cocktail. Yes, my husband will just laugh at me. Yep, or mine like rolls his eyes, but that's okay. Thanks for sharing, Linda, by the way. I know I'm missing some comments here. Hey Carrie, hey Linda. Sandy said yes, she was waving at me. Okay, so basically the classes that qualify, I'll read them off real quick, are Stamp-A-Stack Sampler, Valentine Bingo February 25th, Online Sale-A-Bration February 13th, and Paper Party Share. So I'm going to tell you about those right now, except I already told you about Sampler and Stamp-A-Stack. So my newsletter should be going out tomorrow. All this info will be in there, but $5 per person when you bring a new adult friend to one of those classes. I think I'm getting text, or I can't even tell what that is, but I'm getting messages on my watch. Anyway, so Stamping Bingo online. This is for anyone in the US. You're going to get to, first of all, I have 2 coming up. The next one is Friday, January 22nd, and that's Valentine. Guess what we're going to use? Forever and Always, which means, hey, Teresa, no problem. Oh, Facebook keeps kicking you off. I hate when they do that. Just keep closing it and coming back in. That's what I do when I'm trying to watch someone else's stuff. But good morning, Hot Potato. So I'm using this in at least 3 upcoming events, which means you only have to buy it once and you can take multiple classes without that expense. But Valentine Bingo, I have a sneak peek of our projects. You're going to make 4. And then, of course, you're going to get to play some games and have a chance to win some prizes. Ooh, sorry, I dropped the card. So you're going to make cards and a cool, which I finally learned how to put together, matchbox. But look how big these are. They're really big matchboxes. Goodness. So, and you'll get some product with the class fee that you'll use on your projects and keep the leftovers, and then you'll get to play some games of bingo for a chance to win some prizes. So that's Friday, January 22nd. Sign up by January 6th. That's coming up in 6 days. So sign up quickly for bingo. Bring a friend that I've never met before and you each get a $5 coupon to spend on anything, any order you like. It is for orders, not class fees. Thanks, Dana. I had to find a video, and what I realized, like, it was a duh, because a matchbox wouldn't have a lid on the inside part, so you just push it all down in there. Anyway. Yay, Teresa. Good. Of course, your box will come with your bingo. Okay, so I was about to write myself a note, and I got distracted and forgot. Thanks for sharing. Who said that? Tammy, thank you. Hey, Marty in sunny Florida. Nice. Lucky you. Okay, so your fee includes a bingo card, some product to use on your projects, 4 projects, using the Forever and Always bundle. We cut everything for you except your designer paper, 6 games of bingo, other prize drawings, and it's a fun evening with other stampers. So if you need that link, let me know. It's $42 with shipping, $34 if you want to pick it up from me. And like I said, the deadline is January 6th. Okay, then we've got the paper share and ribbon share. If you're like, what is a paper? Like, why are you sharing paper? I don't have them all pulled out here, but every new designer paper, which I believe there are 9 from the January to June mini catalog. These are just a couple that I'm going to be using today. But every single one, you're going to get a 6x12 piece of, or 6x6 if that's how it comes, including every specialty paper. So there are 9 designer papers and 4 specialty papers. You're going to get a total of 54 sheets of paper, 6x12 or 6x6 depending. 9, if you do the party, you'll also get 9 projects that you'll get to stamp we're using 2 stamp sets, Happy Thoughts and Pretty Perennials, which is a bundle, so you can get those dies as well. So those are the 2 stamps we'll be using on all 9 projects. And I say we because it's me, April McCright, and Alejandra Gomez designing and doing the event together. Now, if you're like, I don't want make and takes, I just want the paper like normal, you can buy that as well. You're also going to get a bonus surprise gift, which, spoiler alert, is going to be a sampling of some of the Sale-A-Bration designer papers. And so here's the details. RSVP by January 17th. Kits will be ready or mailed by January 25th. And the event is January 30th. It will be recorded. If you only want the paper and no party, no Facebook, no make and takes, just the paper like usual, that's $52 or $60 with shipping. But if you want the whole party, the make and takes, the Facebook event, the tips on how to use designer paper, PDF tutorial and video instructions, bonus project ideas, door prize drawing entry, 9 make and takes. If you want all that, it's only a tiny bit more, $15 more. So $75 with shipping, $68 without. Actually, that's only $8 more. It's a really good deal. You should just get the party. But you can do either. Okay, so that's basically what that is. So any questions? Now, I have added my ribbon share because of people requesting it. And so I went through yesterday and figured that out. And I was like, okay, there's only 5 new ribbons in this catalog, which is fine. It makes it inexpensive. It's just not like 7 or 8 or 10 new ribbons. But anyway, there's 5. So if you purchase that, you get 10 yards total, 2 of each. It's $10.50. You can add shipping if needed, and you will get a bonus gift of a sampling of a new product called Opal Rounds. They're little sticky dots that are glittery and clear or white. So when you click the registration link, you can only take the paper share, only take the ribbon share, only do the party, or you can mix and match anything you want. So any questions, let me know. Bring a friend to that I've never met, who's never ordered from me before, and you each get $5 to spend on a future order. Okay, so I added a brand new event that will be emailed out tomorrow in my newsletter. This is an online only event. It's February 13th, which is a Saturday, and that is normally a day when I would do a live event every year for the new catalogs. But due to everything going on and not knowing attendance levels at live events, I'm doing it all online. So it's going to be a little different. So it is February 13th. It's online. It's going to include make and takes. you sign up by January 28th, and your kit is mailed or ready for pickup by February 5th, and the event is February 13th. It will be recorded. You do not have to attend live if you can't. It will be on Zoom and Facebook. I'll use both, but there'll be a private Facebook group. It's going to start at 10 a.m. Central Time. And go till about 3, I think. I don't know all the logistics yet, but again, if you can't be there live, you can watch the recording. So it's $60, and you're going to get $50 in merchandise with your fee. So it's a great deal. Shipping is only $8 extra. Hey, Shirley. She said, here. Like, it's like I'm calling roll, Shirley. Not only are you going to get $50 in merchandise, you're going to get a full pack of the paper blooms. That's what it's called. Yes, designer paper, which is a Sale-A-Bration paper, which is gorgeous. And even if you already have it, you will want more. So you'll get a pack of that with your class to use on some of our projects. You will get, I have to turn the page here, 10 make and takes. They're basically free. You're just paying for the product, and then you're going to get 10 projects free, which will be demonstrated and all that stuff. 5 from each bundle. So I'm using Pretty Perennials bundle. Yay, another where we can get more use out of the same stamp set, Pretty Perennials. And I'm using one I haven't even purchased yet called Friends Are Like Seashells bundle. This is a gorgeous set. It's got so many greetings in it. We're not allowed, in case you're like, just show us. We're not allowed to show the inside of this book till January 5th. But it's really pretty. It does have seashells, but you don't have to live by the beach or even want to go to the beach to use this stamp set. It's got birthday greetings. You are unique and completely amazing. For you. So happy I found you. Love you to the beach and back. Friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way, and more. So it's a really pretty set. And there's a matching embossing folder. There's matching dies. It's got a lot of product. There's a pearl, what do we call it? Pearl Essence specialty paper. Marty, yes, I want it to. It's on my list for whenever I place my next order to add that on, so I can have it to design these with, but also it's just on my list. There's designer paper, all that stuff. So anyway, those are the 2 bundles. So you'll make 5 cards from each bundle. Everything will be cut and all that like usual, except your designer paper. And there'll be 2 stamping demonstrations done online for you using different product other than what we're using. And then last but not least, if you register for that, you can add on an optional class, and it's going to be called the Berry Blessings class. So this is a Sale-A-Bration gift you can earn free with a $100 purchase during Sale-A-Bration. And you will get free the Berry Blessings stamp set and the Berry Delightful designer paper. So you will need to have your stamp set. A ton of samples on Pinterest, Shirley says. Definitely. With the seashells, I think is what she's talking about. It's very popular already, which is always a good sign. Like I have looked up some things because I always look for inspiration on Pinterest, and certain sets and bundles, I should say, have no samples yet. But the seashells have a bunch, like Shirley said. So this is optional add-on to take a class where you'll use your own Berry Blessing stamp set. And then I will provide whatever amount of paper you need per project. So I'll just cut that for you, or Landa will, or Karen will. But so you don't have to supply your own paper, but you're not getting a pack either. We'll cut it for you. So you can add that on. It's only $17. You're basically paying for a couple of accessories I'm going to give you. And then the cards are free, and you're going to make 4 cards with that class. So hopefully that makes sense. Thank you, Susan. That'll be in my newsletter that goes out tomorrow. And then, of course, I'll schedule individual emails for all of these events. And again, bring a friend. $5 coupon for you and her, or him, if this is a person I've never met before. Marty, January 5th, not only for that, but for every new product I'm talking about today. So January 5th for this catalog and for Sale-A-Bration to start. Yay! Of course, if you're a demonstrator, you can get it now. And with the starter kit. Okay, so next, Sale-A-Bration. That is an event I do every year, and to be honest, the one from last year still hasn't been done because it literally was supposed to happen 1 month before COVID hit, and I got locked up and didn't know what to do. So I haven't figured that out yet. Still, I know it's terrible. But this one, it's scheduled to be online, so it will happen. You know, unless something incredibly insane happens. So what it is during Sale-A-Bration, Stampin' Up! Sale-A-Bration is January and February this year. Stampin' Up! Has all these incredible specials for customers. Spend 50 or 100, get a free gift, no limit. Literally, you can do that as many times as you want. Host a party of 300 or more, get an exclusive free stamp set, purchase the starter kit, get 5 packs of brand new, not released yet designer paper for free. So lots of specials. So to reward you for supporting me and taking advantage of those specials, I have an event for you that's free that you can earn, again, from January 5th to February 28th. And it's a free event that will happen Saturday, March 13th on Zoom. If you can't be there live, it will be recorded and you'll still get the gifts. So you're going to get 4 projects mailed to you that you'll stamp at home, a gift from me, and then get to play games with a chance to win prizes. There's 3 ways to earn it. Spend $150 or more during that time period, total, so it can be 10 here, 20 there, whatever. But why would you do that? You'd spend 50 and get a free gift. Host an online party with me where I teach your friends or show your friends some really cool stamping demonstrations. They place orders, you get the host benefits. If it's $150 or more, you get a free spot in this event. And last but not least, if you take 5 qualifying classes from me during this time, January to February, you also earn this event free. The qualifying classes are Stamp-A-Stack, Sampler, Valentine Bingo, February 25th Bingo. I don't remember if I clarified that earlier, but that's my next bingo, February 25th. That's a Thursday. Online Sale-A-Bration, which I just told you about, and Paper Party Share. So a total of 5. Now don't forget there'll be 2 Stamp-A-Stacks and 2 samplers offered during this time period. So it could be pretty easy for some of you to earn. Okay, so any questions on that, let me know. Stampin' Up! Specials, don't forget, unfortunately, the facility that makes our Whisper White cardstock closed down, but due to COVID, and that's terrible for them because of all the jobs lost, and I'm sure it's terrible. It's terrible for us because we love Whisper White products, which is our 8.5 by 11, 12 by 12 envelopes, 3 by 3 envelopes. There's several products that come in that. And basically, I think every single thing has sold out now, except last I looked, 3 by 3 envelopes. That was the only thing still available. But we have a new product coming called Basic White, and that will be available as soon as possible, but we don't have a date yet. So just be aware of that. If you try to place an order and you're like, I can't get white, that's why. But as soon as Basic White's available, of course, I'll let you know. The closeout sale with Stampin' Up! From the holiday catalog ends January 4th. I told you about that. And then you still have a chance to order early. Someone just emailed me yesterday and placed her order for this, for the the Curvy Celebrations products, which is Quite Curvy bundle. And that will be in our new catalog January 5th. So if you don't get it now, you still can get it later. However, Curvy Christmas and Classic Christmas 6x6 designer paper, those are only available till January 4th, and then they're gone forever. So that's these 2. So get those if you like them. I love this one. And it coordinates with the dies, which, again, you can still get the dies later, but you cannot get the stamp set later. And then that cute Christmas paper. And then here's Quite Curvy. So you can still purchase that through January 4th if you like. And then remember, those two will be available in the future. Okay, so that's what's going on with Stampin' Up. Don't forget, January 5th, starter kit special. You get $120, when you buy our starter kit, you get $125 in product for $99, plus tax only, free shipping. It's a huge savings, and there's no obligation to do anything else. You can pick any product you want, including if you're, if there's any kind of pre-order situation like there is right now for demonstrators, you can choose those products in your kit. But if you wait till January 5th, you will get the 5 free packs of paper, which are in basically all of our current colors, except for the, I can't remember which one it is, but the in colors that will not be carrying over to the new catalog. So that's almost a $60 value free on top of the $125 in product that you choose. So that's a great deal. And then, of course, once you get the starter kit, you get a discount on your own purchases. Many people watching this video are in my team and are demonstrators who, a lot of them do classes, but many do not, and they just get the discount on their own purchases. Thank you, Susan. She said, everything sounds awesome. Thank you, thank you. Marty, love that set also. I know, we just love them all, don't we? Stampin' Up gets us every time. So the kit is discounted. You're going to get a discount on future purchases. You're going to get free shipping on that starter kit if you do it January 5th or after till the end of February. Free designer paper. And thanks for sharing, Shirley. And you always get a free past paper pumpkin kit in the starter kit. So they'll randomly put one in there or give you a code to redeem, which actually, if they give you the code, which it just depends on their inventory, then you'll get a current one. But anyway, paper pumpkin, this is the one from December. It's a craft box in the mail, in case you don't know what that is. Paper pumpkin, that is. Which always includes an exclusive stamp set. Look at the cute one from last month. The little bear. He's not really, I think he's more, I don't know, he doesn't exactly look like a teddy bear, but maybe. Instructions, ink, every time. Adhesive, look at this giant sheet of dimensionals. And then all the other elements you need to complete your projects. So there's usually die cut pieces that you punch out and attach to your projects. If it's cards, there'll be card bases and envelopes, of course, and all that stuff. This was, again, last month's, which I do have one of these available to purchase if anyone needs one. So, oh my goodness, I just dropped a bunch of stuff. Those pieces there. So you get one of those free in your starter kit. So basically, okay, Pam says, heard they are doing the code now. So that may be what they're doing, which is, again, actually better because you will, when you redeem the code, you'll get a current kit or a more recent kit. So this, anyways, the value of that, sorry, I'm all over the place, is $243.50 if you get it in January for only $99 plus tax. So any questions, let me know. Anybody can buy the kit as long as you're not a demonstrator already. And for me, through me, you have to live in the US. But anyway. Okay, last but not least, January's paper pumpkin kit is going to be all about love. Let's see what they say here. It's called Sending Hearts Paper Pumpkin Kit. It's perfect for the upcoming Valentine holiday, but that's not all you can use this heartfelt, heart-themed kit for. There was a really loud vehicle that just drove by. It's still, I don't know what that sound is. You can use it to celebrate a variety of other occasions like weddings, bridal showers, or anniversaries. Or you can put a smile on a loved one's face. Then for the January kit, so it is 8 full-size cards and envelopes, but you can optionally, or if that, I don't know if that's correct English, but anyway, optionally, you can add on, or not add on, but purchase separately this Little Love Boxes add-on. It's $8 and it includes 20 printed boxes along with some die cut pieces that you can use to decorate and make 20 little mini boxes. So that's $8. The code is 156842, and you can start ordering that, just the add-on, January 1st. Now, the paper pumpkin kit, how do you get that? You can either purchase it from me, so you go to my website and you click paper pumpkin and you make a one-time purchase, or you can subscribe where you'll get it monthly without fail and not have to remember to purchase it and activate codes and all that stuff. And that is $22 a month. It's $22 if you purchase it prepaid, and there's like a couple of dollars discount if you purchase multiple months prepaid. But the subscription is actually cheaper because it's $22 a month plus tax only. It includes shipping if you subscribe. And of course, I always put a link how you can subscribe, or a link that will take you to the subscription page. And of course, you can always ask me any questions. So hopefully that wasn't like mind-blowing, too much TMI, but it was a lot of info. As a reminder, I'm going to make 3 cards now with the Touch of Ink stamp set, which I'll tell you all about in a second. I did have some things to show you real quick, some gifts and cards I've received recently. So this was from Karen, and don't ask me how the instructions, because this is above my pay grade, above my level. But Karen made this for me. Thank you very much, as a Christmas gift. And I have eaten only one of the Andes candies in there, but don't worry, they will all get eaten. They're like peppermint, white chocolate with peppermint inside. But isn't that pretty? So pretty. So thank you, Karen. And then Sandy, which I think Sandy's, I don't know if Karen's on here, but Sandy is. Sandy mailed me, thank you so much, Sandy, from Myrtle Beach, 3 of these ornaments, but they were full of candy. And my daughter tied them back for me after I took, of course I took the candy out immediately. It was taffy, saltwater taffy from the beach. Turn that to the front. So anyway, aren't these cute? And I haven't attempted it yet, but she told me they're extremely simple to make. And she used that poinsettia designer paper. So cute. Thank you, Sandy. And then Judy Horner sent me a check, and she sent a cute little card with, or the check in the card. And she said, thanks for being such a great Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here's a check for the stuff I ordered, etc., etc. Hey, Vivi, good morning. And then Judy Dean sent me money in this cute card. Now, I haven't showed them, but in case you're like, I sent Jennifer a card and she hasn't shown it. I got tons of Christmas cards in the mail. Thank you guys very much. But they are on display in my living room, which is, of course, not this room. That's why I haven't shown them, because I love to display my Christmas cards every year, handmade or not, in the living room, you know. So anyway, that's where those are. But these were related to payments or something. Thanks for sharing, Vivi. Okay, let me point the camera down and we will get started stamping. If you're watching replay, the good thing is you can skip to the stamping, right? Of course, then you won't hear all the awesome information, but that's your choice. Okay, so there's this month's host code, which ends today for that free class packet with the other, ooh, is it crooked? That's weird. Let me see if I straightened it out. There's a delay when you look at your device, like my iPad. No, it's still, that's weird. It does not look crooked when I look in the phone. Anyway, that's the host code. So A Touch of Ink is a stamp set that you can get free with a $100 purchase from January 5th to the end of February 28th. And this stamp set, you may be like $100, but these are much smaller than the actual images. You get 2 sheets of, I'm going to use the back of this to put it against something white. You get 2 full sheets of stamps, and you see how large these are. So it's a really good value. This stamp set would be, that's like over 2 inches tall. It would be more expensive if it was for sale. So that's why it's free with a $100 purchase. Remember, Happy New Year, Joni. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Pat. Remember, during Sale-A-Bration, anything you get free from this book, there's no limit. So if you want 2 of these stamp sets and you place a $200 order or 2 separate orders, you can choose 2. If you place a $100 order and you want 2 of the same $50 item, you can get that. Like if you want multiple designer papers or something, and so on and so forth. So that's what I love about Sale-A-Bration. There's just no limits on it. So anyway, that's the stamp set, which all the stamps that are not on here are the ones I'm using today. So I'm using a bunch of them. But so these greetings are much larger than they show on here, but it has best wishes, thank you so much, thinking of you, hope, love, and hello, friend. So lots of greetings in addition to a 2-step hummingbird, 2-step stem with leaves, 2-step flowers, which I don't know what type of flower it is, so if anyone else does, a 2-step butterfly, and then there's a splatter image and a small leaf image that's 2 steps. So lots of cool stamps with that. Okay, so for my first card, I am using oh, by the way, so with the Whisper White shortage emergency, I have switched to using colored or any different color besides white card base. So this card base normally for me would be Whisper White, but now it's Gorgeous Grape, but it's still an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut in half. So 5.5 by 8.5. You could also cut it in half the other direction and get the same size card, which will fit into all of our medium envelopes. So that's my card base, Gorgeous Grape. Then I do have a piece of white to go inside, which will be 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm saving paper that way. That'll go inside. Then I have a piece of the Ombre, it's called Oh So Ombre designer paper that will be free with a $50 purchase during Sale-A-Bration. I do not have a full pack to show you, so I don't have any of the, there is like a design that has ombre, you know, light to dark, but it has these white dots all over it, like almost like hand-drawn little dots. Well, I don't have any of that because Landa has it all, because I'm using it in 2 different events that she's cutting for right now, which are my team meeting projects and my online ordering special. So I have shown it before, so if you have seen it before, you know, but it's 48 sheets free with a $50 purchase. Anyway, this piece I cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I purposely cut it so that the light part, as much of the light part as possible, would still be on there. Okay, then I have Gorgeous Grape. Let me measure. 2 1/4 by 3, and then Whisper White 2 inches by 3 inches. I'm also going to use, because they match, the Pastel Pearls from the mini catalog. So again, anything, basically, I think everything I'm using today is new, so it'll all be available January 5th. Our sale that's going on is still awesome, and we still have a ton of stuff in our holiday in our annual catalog that's awesome. However, I'm just giving you a sneak peek of all new stuff. So these Pastel Pearls are with a new suite called Hydrangea Haven, but it has Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather and Rococo Rose, and I forget which one this is, but probably Seaside Spray, maybe. But anyway, I happen to be using these 2 colors today. Okay, and then last but not least, a new ribbon called Gorgeous Grape Sheer, I believe. Yeah, sheer ribbon, but it's super soft. Like sometimes sheer ribbons are a little stiff. This one is really, really soft. So awesome, love it. Okay, so first I'll fold my card base in half. Take your, I like to leave it on the table and align the two corners. I use my thumbnail to rest the paper against. Align the two corners on the table. Pinch it only a little tiny bit with my hand, but do all the folding with the bone folder. That will give you less wrinkles on the inside. And then I'll set that aside. And then I forgot to grab a cleanish sheet of scratch paper, so I'm going to use a not clean one to do my stamping on. So I'm going to stamp on these two pieces. So this is, for me, I'm stamping, it's always upside down for you guys. This will be the top of my paper. I want the light at the top down to the dark, so I'll turn it that way. And I'm going to stamp the large leaf image, which is a two-step stamp, which means it has a, you can stamp the solid part inside the leaves, but we're not doing that today. And then Granny Apple Green ink, which is the color of this paper. The other side is Blackberry Bliss, but this is Granny Apple Green. So I'm gonna ink this up. Of course, you know, don't press hard on our stamp pads because you'll make a big mess and you won't get as good of an image. And I'm going to just basically stamp a background. So I'll re-ink each time for this one. I got the idea for this card from one on Pinterest, and I can't remember what I changed, but I changed it a lot. But she did have a background like this stamped on some of the ombre paper. And I don't know, it was different, but it was really pretty. And the colors, oh, maybe I changed the color schemes. Yeah, I can't remember. But I liked it. I liked her version, so I used that for inspiration. So just fill, that's why I need my scratch paper, because I'm stamping off the edges on some of these to make it look like that was just printed on there and I cut it out. Okay, then next I'm gonna use the flower, and I am gonna use the two-step, which means there's two stamps that make one complete image. And I don't need this now. And well, anyway, I don't know what I'm saying and for, but I'm going to use the greeting that says hello friend. So I'm going to start with early espresso ink for my flowers, and this could be any color you choose for this detail flowers, the outline. But I used espresso honestly because that's what I had used in several of my other cards that I'm going to make today. So rather than switch to black or a dark purple, I just went with espresso. I did want to remind you, if you don't have a super solid table, firm, like countertop firm, then you'll want to, with these photopolymer stamps, you'll want to use the Stampin' Pierce mat, which is on the online store, under your cardstock when you stamp. Otherwise, you probably won't get a very good stamped image. So I don't need one, but you may if your surface is plastic, flexible, if it's bumpy, anything like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna do hello friend just in the little space right there, and then ink up the detail flower, which is one of those light and dark, like it's very, I can't think of the word, but it gives you all different shades. And this does not align exactly with the image, so I'm pretty sure no matter how you stamp it, you're going to end up with some white space. I think I could have tilted it a little more, but the point is, to me, it looks fine no matter how off it is, because it's meant to be that way. So there we go. And now I just need to put it together. So let me grab my Stampin' Seal. Just take the lid off, no big deal. And I'm gonna attach the white to the Gorgeous Grape. It should basically have an even border there. By the way, in case you just joined, don't forget you can comment on this video to be entered to win the 3 cards I'm making today. And then if you share it, make sure you comment that you shared, and that will get you entered again to win the 3 cards today. Both of those help me in my business, so thank you very much. I appreciate it, and that's why I do the drawing, just as a small thank you. This piece goes on the inside because it's so dark. So that you could stamp on it. Actually, I think I was supposed to stamp on that. I was. Okay, I'll still stamp it, but I should have stamped that before I glued it down. I forgot I did that on these cards. So I would have preferred to hang this off the edge, but I won't, because then it would stamp on the purple part, and to me that looks weird. So just right there. If I remember, I think I stamped on the inside of one more card today, and the other has something else on the inside. Let's see if I can get it a little more. I'll let you compare those two right there. It's slightly more aligned, but again, you're still gonna have some white space, so it's fine. So that'll be the inside of the card. And then I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to place my greeting. And y'all may remember I'm using mini Stampin' Dimensionals most of the time now, because I figured out I always cut my big ones in half. Like this. And this is a sheet of 300. So if you cut them in half, I mean, it's not a sheet, it's 100, but the pack gives you 300. So if you cut them in half, that's 600 in one pack. And I would have used the halves here, plus a half right there, just because of the size. So that I would have 600. When you purchase this one, you get like, I think it's 720 small ones in a pack. So hopefully that math makes sense. You can actually be a little more economical using the minis, and they give you just as much lift. So you're good on that. Okay, let's just finish this off with a little decorations here. So with my Pastel Pearls, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. There's a paddle end here as well, and it's whichever you prefer. I prefer the pointed. Some people even use this end, which is sticky, so you can pick up sequins and stuff with it, things that aren't sticky on the back. But some people use those for, they use that to pick these up. It's personal preference, basically. And then there's also a stylus attachment that you can put on here that comes with it as well. Anyway, but I added the 3 pearls there, and then I'm just going to make a bow with my ribbon. And so I'm going to do a bunny ear bow. Again, this ribbon is so soft and, like, I guess flexible is the word. I don't know. It's just extremely soft. So much softer than you would think. But anyway, you make 2 bunny ears far apart. Nice, a lot of space there between the 2. All your fingers are pointing at you. If you have fingers pointing away from you, you're twisting your ribbon. And if you notice, mine is all flat. It has never been twisted in this way. Then I cross my right hand over my left, but I don't usually let it go like that, but I'm just doing that to show you. Because as soon as you cross it, you push that one from your right hand, you push that loop down into the rabbit hole and pull. And it will be very off, and you just fix it. And if you have the opportunity, if you'll do it from your roll like I am, you'll have no waste on the right hand side, or whatever side. I don't know if you're left-handed, you may do it differently, but either way, there'll be a side that has no waste, because then you'll just trim it there. That bow turned out kind of funky, but I'm not gonna, oh, there we go, I fixed it. I was gonna say I'm not gonna fix it right now, but it fixed. Okay, so glue dot that on, mini glue dot. Don't touch the dot. Press your embellishment on it, pull it off, and place that on your project. And there is our first card. What do y'all think? If you like purple, yeah, I was gonna, Veronica, I said that before I looked up and saw your comment. A lot of people like purple, obviously, as you guys know. I was gonna say, if you like purple, you probably like this card, just because purple is a very, a color that a lot of people like, let's say. It's very popular. So there is the first card, just to show you the inside there. See, I kind of went down just a tiny bit lower on my original because I stamped it first, which is what you always should do, because if you glue this down and then stamp, what if you mess up your stamping? Now you have to cover it with more paper, you're getting wasteful, all that stuff. So anyway, there it is. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget the purple. Yes, yes. Lots of purple comments. Thank you, guys. Yeah, and green and purple, of course, go together well. Don't forget, you can get this stamp set free during Sale-A-Bration. Okay, the next card, my base, because of, y'all know why, is Poppy Parade, same size. Then I have a piece of Whisper White for the front, 4 by 5 1/4. I also have one for the inside, same size. Then, I'm like looking at all the pieces I have over here. I have a couple of scraps, Old Olive and Whisper White. And then I have a strip of designer paper. And it is the Fine Art, let me make sure. Yes, Fine Art Floral Designer Paper. I've shown this on other videos. It's coming out January 5th in the mini catalog. It's gorgeous paper, just gorgeous. And there is a whole suite of products, including a stamp set that goes with it. This is what we're using for my retreat in a box this month, or in January. It's gorgeous paper. As you can see, I've used a lot already. But I just have a little strip here for this card, and it is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, 1 1/4 inches wide. And then I made the whole card, and it needed something, so I cut a 1/4 inch, 1/4 by 5 1/4 strip of Poppy Parade that's going to go there. Okay, so let me fold my card base in half. I was looking for my bone folder in the wrong spot, just like before. And I'll set that aside. And then for the stamping, I'm gonna need scratch paper again. So we are gonna stamp, I need to remember to stamp the inside as well. We're gonna stamp on all 3 of these pieces. So let me grab my stamps over here. I'm gonna use the hummingbird on this one, and the splatter stamp, and this card's gonna say thinking of you. Nice little pretty font there. And the colors are Poppy Parade, Old Olive, and Early Espresso. Okay, so let me just do the greeting first to get that out of the way. So I'm going to use Poppy Parade. Tap gently. I'm going to stamp it over to the side a little bit because I'm going to punch this out with a new punch. I'm blanking on the name. I typed it multiple times yesterday. It's something oval or oval something, but it's in the new mini catalog, and it has these 2 ovals on it, which is awesome. So I made this piece skinnier on purpose so that I wasn't wasteful, and I'm just gonna punch the greeting with the smaller oval that's not scalloped. And we've had scallop oval punches in the past, and if you still have one, it probably works fine. But this is a different shape of a scallop. And so that's what my Old Olive scrap here is for. And again, I don't want to waste and punch this part, so I'm just using a small piece. But if you can tell, it's just a slightly different type or shape of a scallop than the ones we've had in the past. So that's those 2 pieces. And there is a bundle with this. There's a stamp set. I just got a phone call, so yep. I'm gonna wait a second, make sure I'm back on. I just got a phone call, sorry about that. Anyway, I need one of my sponge daubers to do a little technique on this card. A quick and easy technique. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is, actually I'm not stamping the inside of this, but where, this piece here, I have a little scrap of designer paper I'm going to put inside. I distracted myself. So the first thing I want to stamp is the hummingbird outline image in Early Espresso. And this designer paper that I cut is going to go on the left. So I'm just going to place it there without gluing it, just to make sure I don't put my hummingbird too far to the right. I mean to the left, I'm sorry. And I'm just going to stamp him right there, or her, whoever. And then I don't need that anymore. I just wanted to make sure I didn't go too far over. Basically, if you just put the wing to the left, you'll be fine. I mean to the right. Goodness. Okay. Now I'm going to take my old olive ink and ink up the filler part, the solid part of the bird, with old olive. But before I stamp it, I'm going to add some Poppy Parade. So I never know what natural colors of birds or flowers or trees or any of that should be. So I Google that, like hummingbird, and then I click images and I look at the images, and there were many different colors of hummingbirds, and some had so many different colors, but a lot of them were green with a red right around their neck. So that's why I did that. And then I'm going to, this one aligns, I need to move it so I can see better. This one aligns most accurate of all three, the butterfly, the flowers, and the hummingbird. So you can really align it well. And then there it is. And I would clean this off if I were doing multiple cards before doing the next one, because you don't want that red to keep transferring to your green pad. It'll make like some mud, basically. So I would use my Simply Chamois, which is just wet with water, and clean that off real quick. Red stains, so don't worry about that. Like you can see the red stain there, but it's clean. And then do it again. So I would just clean it real quick each time. The chamois, you just wet it, squeeze out, rinse out any excess ink, and keep using it wet over and over. And it can dry out in between if you're not stamping for a while. That's perfectly fine. Okay, the next thing I want to do is add the leaves. The same ones I used before, but they were Granny Apple Green. And now I'm going to use Old Olive, so I'll just clean them real quick again. It probably would be slightly okay, but just in case. I'll just pick it up when I need to get in between little parts where the ink has gone up inside. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, but I want the leaves to be lighter, like not as full strength Old Olive like the bird. So I'll just, as you can see, I've already, well actually I don't know if that's what that is, but I'm going to ink it up, stamp it on the scratch paper, and then stamp it onto my card. And then it's a lighter color. So you can use that trick with any of your ink pads at any time for any reason. So I added those. And then I'm going to take the splatter image, and I debated, and I'm going to show you, actually, yes, I'm going to show you the card without the splatter. But I made the card without the splatter, and then I was like, I think it's too plain. So then I added splatter. And then I showed both to my daughter, and she was like, oh, with splatter is much better. But I actually thought, after I made it, I was like, oh, the splatter's too much. So anyway, you can decide, but now that I've had a day or two in between and really looked at them, I think I like splatter better. So I'm going to ink it up in Early Espresso, and I'm going to stamp it a few times without re-inking it so that I'm getting different color strengths, basically. It's kind of, the shape is odd to me, so you really have to twist and turn it a lot to make it look natural, I guess is the right word. But it looks fine on my final card. And I know this part's getting covered, so I'm not going to worry about that. Just look for holes that you want to fill in. I didn't stamp over the bird, but you could. I think that'll look fine in the end. It's just, you have to kind of make this shape disappear by covering it with more splatter, if that makes sense. At least that's what I found. So, there we go. But it's one of those that looks kind of funky until you put it all together, in my opinion. Okay, so let's put it all together. I'm going to place the designer paper. I don't have any ribbon on this card at all, but especially none going around the back, so I can just glue everything together into the card base when I want. I'm going to use my silicone craft sheet to protect my work surface from getting any excess adhesive, since this is super skinny. Silicone craft sheet, it's amazing. You should have one if you don't. And then place that there. And then, oh my gosh. Okay, that's gonna be the front of my card now. Y'all see what I did? I'll let it stick. Stampin' Seal is very sticky. You should be careful with it. Don't let it touch other stuff once you've applied it. Okay, and then mini dimensionals. That's not them, this is them. For my greeting, I think that's it. Like, that's the whole card. I'll just do the inside real quick. So when I was making this card, I had already, like I said, cut up this designer paper for other events, and whatever the deal was, I had a sort of strip, like whatever size, and I cut it down, and I ended up making 3 of these. And when I was done, I had some strips left that could be, they were actually this width, 4 inches, and they could be cut down to a 1/2 inch, and I would have 3. And so I just put that on the inside of the card just to accent it and sort of make tie it together to the front. So that's going to go inside. But basically, you could use your scraps of designer paper this way on any card anytime. I don't really think there's a up on this particular strip. I don't think there's a right side up. I think it's fine either way. Of course, you could stamp on it like a greeting as well as images on the inside also. I'm just doing this. Plenty of room to write a note. There it is. So there is the card. Try to flatten that a little bit more. Thank you, Hannah. I actually like the color base. Yeah, Veronica, I just me, everybody's different. I prefer the lighter base, and then I feel like I can build more layers if I want to. But I pivoted real quick and said, okay, we're doing not white bases anymore. So it could work out to the benefit of people, you know, who prefer that. Now they're getting that from me anyway. Here's the one without the splatter, which at first I thought was better, but then after consideration, I decided it's probably better with. It also could be one of those, you know, if you're a less is more or a more is more person, then you would like one or the other, one over the other. Sorry, can't talk. Okay, so that's that one. Last but not least, we have a early espresso card base. Whisper White, 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside, which I'm going to stamp on. Now, but for the front of this one, I have this gorgeous designer paper, 4 by 5 1/4, and it is called, you see that foil in it, I'm sure. It's called Love You Always, and it's a specialty in the new mini. So there's the one I use, which is Rococo Rose. Slide that up. Then this one is Blushing Bride. I think you get 4 sheets of each one, and you will get a sampling of this in my share if you do that. And then Sahara Sand. So gorgeous paper. It's in the Valentine section, but it totally can be used really for anything. There's no hearts on it, so gorgeous. So I have that, and then I have a scrap of Whisper White, and then a piece of Early Espresso that is 5 1/4 long. I think it's 1 inch. Yeah, 1 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to use this new Blushing Bride, I think it is, metallic ribbon. Yes, Blushing Bride. But it is two-sided, and each side really does look like a different color. When I'm doing my projects, some of them this side looks better and some this side looks better. So that is definitely something to pay attention with that ribbon. Pay attention to, I should say. And then I'll use the Rococo Rose, which is this color, Pearls. Okay, so let me do my regular stamping first. So I'm going to stamp the inside of the card and this piece here. And we're going to use the butterfly. So it's 2 steps. I mean, you can do 1 step if you want, but also, by the way, side note, I meant to say this earlier, the butterfly and the leaves and the hummingbird, oh, actually the flower too. So all of these images that are 2-step, you can stamp them without the solid part and color them in. And I'm sure you can picture, and like Shirley mentioned earlier about another one, there's tons of samples of these already. Picture it colored in with all that detail. It would be so pretty. Just take a little more time, but super pretty. And then for this card, I wanted a happy birthday greeting. So I'm using happy birthday because it's so, I wanted thank you. And I'm using either one, it doesn't matter. The greeting from Sweet Ice Cream because the font is so gorgeous. So that's going to be my thank you, is from Sweet Ice Cream. So that's a great stamp set to have on hand just because of that reason. Okay, so we have Rococo Rose, which of course will be for the filler, and then Early Espresso for the butterfly. So on this one, I'm just going to stamp right in the middle because I'm going to hand cut it out. And then this one's for the inside, so it's going to go on the edge there, hanging off the edge. And then, again, from what I found, this does not align exactly. Like, it doesn't fill in every, well, maybe. It definitely goes outside the lines as well. But yeah, you still can have some white spots, which some of those are intentional if you look at the image on here, like the rubber on there anyway. Okay, and then this one, same for the inside. So this one I'm going to hand cut out. This will go inside my card. And I almost pre-did this, but I didn't. I was like, I can do it. I can handle cutting it out on screen. Although it's really getting to where I need reading glasses, basically, when I do anything intricate. And when you cut this out, you have to decide, are you going to cut around that, you know, Rococo Rose or whatever color you used, or are you just going to kind of cut around the brown part, basically, the detail butterfly. So I kind of just went around the butterfly instead. But again, you still might have some white, like it'll be inconsistent. Some will be white and some will be filled in with Rococo Rose. And that's fine because that's the style of this. I'm trying to turn my paper instead of the scissors when possible. And I'm trying to make cuts, like cut for a longer time, which will give me a smoother cut rather than cutting like this, like constantly opening and closing the scissors. And I did think about that on this one, I could have used a Stampin' Blend or any tool you want and colored in the body of that butterfly, but I didn't, but I could have. Okay, so there we go. Just hand cut that out. And last but not least, for my greeting, I'm going to heat emboss it with white embossing powder. So it's this piece here, and I have a dryer sheet, an unused dryer sheet. That will remove the static from your paper. And why remove the static? Because powder, this particular powder is staticky and it likes to stick where you did not stamp. And then the ink I'm going to use for heat embossing is Versamark, which can be used two ways. You can use it for heat embossing because it's sticky and the powder, it'll stay wet longer and the powder will stick to it. But also it, as a side note, it can be used just as a watermark, and when you stamp it, especially on darker paper, you just get the same color of the image, so you can use it that way as well. We actually did that in my scrapbook class this month, which I don't have the sample here to show you, but with poinsettias, because we stamped them on two different color paper, it was So Saffron and Soft Suede. So to avoid my customers having to clean the stamps in between, I would just use Versamark. Okay, so you can also, just a little trick, you can cover a piece of cardboard with foil, and that will keep your table from burning, scorching, whatever, when you're heat embossing. And another trick is to keep a clothespin attached to the plug of your heat tool, which, by the way, you do need a heat tool. Not just a blow dryer, because that won't get hot enough. And you can hold your paper with the clothespin so your fingers don't get burned, because this will get very hot. And you want to go to number 2 for heat embossing, which is high. And then it takes a minute to heat up, but once it's hot, it all melts very quickly. And the foil underneath can actually bring up the heat from behind as well, but it's more to protect your table. So if you can see, it changed. This side is more white and more shiny, and that side still looks grainy and dull. But as soon as it heats up, move on to the next section. Don't keep heating it, because it will melt even more and it'll turn dull and you won't be able to fix it. It'll just be flat, whatever color it is, white, gold, silver, and it'll be dry. I mean, like, dull looking. Not dry. Okay, but that's heat embossing. Super simple. That was white embossing powder. We have a few colors of powder, like white, silver, gold, to choose from. Can I do my card base like normal? And go ahead and put this on the inside. Just as a general tip, when you're stamping, like, I don't like to glue anything to anything else that's going to have something else done to it. So if you were going to stamp and sign your name on the back of this, which I would recommend so someone knows you did it, you made it, I would do that before gluing this to the inside even. I'll do all those steps first, of course. Here, I got some loose powder on there. Now this piece is going to have a piece of ribbon going around it. So you have to do that before gluing it down. And this is one where, to me, I don't know if you can see it well on the camera, but to me, these colors do not look right together. Which, by the way, this is Blushing Bride, not Rococo Rose. So maybe it shouldn't. But if you flip it over, it does match. So it's almost like the back side is Rococo Rose. But it just depends on the project. You can mix and match it with whatever it looks good with. But I just wanted a strip to go under the greeting, because it just looked like it needed something to me, basically. You'll see when I put it all together. And so I always put the adhesive on the back. I don't like to put adhesive on the front with ribbon, because I always feel like, for me anyway, it shows. Wherever that adhesive is, the ribbon looks a little different. So I always attach it to the back, or around the back. Then I always put adhesive on top of the ribbon to secure it down even more. Should have used my silicone craft sheet there. I got adhesive on the table. So on top of the ribbon, don't forget that part. And this will go here. And then my greeting is just gonna go on the front flat, but it will overlap. I'm putting a little more than normal because of the ribbon, but it's gonna overlap the ribbon a little bit, so just a portion of the ribbon shows below it. And then mini Stampin' Dimensionals for my butterfly. I'll use about 3. Three, yeah, why not? Peel those off. And then the butterfly is just gonna kind of fly right there. And then last but not least, my little pearls. Rococo Rose. I apparently can't do anything upside down. I get confused. I always have to flip it around. Oh, yes, I did 3. Odd numbers are usually best if you're adding embellishments like these, so put that 3rd one right there. And there's that card. And of course, when they open it, they'll get a little surprise or whatever with that butterfly in there. Continue the theme on. Thank you very much. Thank you, Cindy and Dana. Susan, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. Hey, and good morning. Thanks, Dana. I like that color combo as well. So let me bring back the 3 cards just so you can see them all together and remember what we did. As a reminder, the stamp set will be free with a purchase starting January 5th. No limit. You can purchase, with your purchases, you can choose any quantities and all that stuff of these free Sale-A-Bration items. So I'll be featuring them pretty much every week now for a while, mixed with product from our new mini catalog and or annual catalog as usual. Thank you for your business. I appreciate it. If you do need to order anything, please feel free. And for this month, this is the host code. Tomorrow with my newsletter and on my blog, you'll see a new host code with a new online ordering special for January. But don't forget, January 5th is when the sale starts. So if you want anything from this mini catalog, the holiday, you do have to get it by January 4th. So it can't cross over to get the free product. But there's some great deals in here. So there's that. Otherwise, January 5th is the day to start getting the free product with your orders. So any questions and any questions about my... I was trying to catch up on your comments. Any questions about my events or anything else, just let me know. Sandy said, I can see more boxes arriving in my future. That was funny. That was what distracted me. Because at first I was like, what does she mean? Oh yeah, that's what she means. Thank you, Susan. You're welcome, I should say, Susan. She said thank you. Thank you, Deborah and Debbie. I know you go by Debbie. It has been a while, so I'm glad. Dana, I will check to see if I mailed you the catalogs, because I mailed to my customers who ordered in the last 6 months directly. If you're long distance, I mailed them from Stampin' Up, and I'm writing a note so I can check on you. And of course, with the post office, with everything going on, if I did, it may not have arrived yet. But if I didn't, then I can do that for you. Thank you, Sherry. Let me see if there's any questions I can quickly answer here. Thank you, everybody. Glad you guys like the color combos and all that stuff. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Dawn. Awesome. I don't see any. That doesn't mean there aren't any, but I don't see any questions. Teresa said the splatters could be embossed too. That would be cool. Maybe in gold. That would look nice. Gold splatters instead of brown. Yes. Sale-A-Bration came 2 weeks ago. You mean for us, Robin? For us demonstrators? Cool. Yes. Happy New Year. Cindy said Happy New Year. And Susan, Happy New Year, everybody. Have a great evening. I'll see you next year. Haha. It's the first time I made that joke this year. I forgot to say that on my team gatherings Tuesday. But I'll see you guys next year. And any questions, just let me know. All right. Have a great day. Thank you. Whoever put the laughs on there, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bye.